Welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel, everyone. Nick and Sharon are alarmed when Noah's new club opens and Claire sees Victoria in LA. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless for September 29th to October 17th reveal that Victoria Newman, played by Amelia Heinle, chases Claire Newman, played by Haley Erin, to Los Angeles in the hope of stopping her from making a big mistake. Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will run into some chaos at his club opening while Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, will get a huge fright. The deal between Victor Newman and Jack Abbott from September 29th to October 3rd. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, start working on a deal, which includes hiring Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, to take care of Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Courtney hopes Sally Spectra will also seek Jill's assistance in her relationship with Billy. Can Jill control her children? When Jill questions Kane's plans, Billy will undoubtedly rebel against his mother's interference, just as Kane will attempt to cover up his actions to avoid trouble. Since they have joined forces to stop Kane, Jack and Victor will continue to work against him, making it difficult for him. Will Victor and Jack be able to put an end to Kane's plan to take over? Audra Charles, played by Zuleika Silva, will try once more to persuade Sean Dominic, who plays Nate Hastings, to give her another chance. However, Nate is officially done with Audra and her lies and wants nothing else to do with her. Will Audra seek out an old flame for comfort, such as a warm bed and a shoulder to cry on? Now that Claire has broken up with him and left town with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, will be devastated. Victoria doesn't have faith in Holden, so she probably will go with Nick and Sharon on the Newman jet to help Noah with his new club. Can Victoria prevent Audra from making a major error? Between the 6th and 10th of October, Victoria Newman and Claire Newman fight. Victoria knows that Claire wants to live a little and experience some things that she hasn't so far. However, that does not mean that Victoria is going to be okay with Claire hopping a plane to LA with Holden. Even though Victoria doesn't know much about Holden, what she does know is troubling. Is Victoria able to communicate with Claire before it's too late? After being dumped yet again, Kyle and Audra will both be drinking their sorrow away. Will Kyle and Audra end up in each other's beds once again? Will these two lean on each other for comfort now that their significant others have abandoned them along the way? Would it surprise anyone to see these two fall asleep once more? Meanwhile, Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, and Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziardi, investigate the hotel that Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, lost her head in. Will they discover a solution to Mariah's problem? From October 13th to October 17th, Noah Newman can expect great danger. On October 14th, Tamra Braun will play Sienna Bacall, the owner of a Hollywood club who may not be ready for a new one. Noah had a conversation with someone about starting a new club there, and he really wants it to start as soon as possible. Noah hopes that this deal will be profitable. Noah, on the other hand, appears to be getting caught up in a mess instead. After learning that Noah is intertwined with Sienna, played by Roger Howarth, and Detective Burrow, played by Matt Cohen, Nick and Sharon will be concerned for Noah's well-being and the safety of him. For all things Y&R, come here. The Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates will be posted frequently here. Michael is in the weeds, Lauren complains to Nikki, and Victor deceives Jack. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for Wednesday, October 1st show that legal eagle Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, is in the weeds, and Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, already is playing tricks on his new partner Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. Victor and Jack have a temporary truce, but neither one really trusts the other. However, the alternative that is worse is allowing Billy Flynn's Kane Ashby to take over GC. Victor is having fun. Although playing in the sandbox together makes neither of them happy, we expect Victor to get his dirty first. But Jack is a big boy and he understands that teaming with Victor is a necessary evil right now. Michael has spoken out. Michael will discover Jack and Victor's teamwork eventually, but in the meantime he has to deal with being fired by Citizen Kane. As a result, Michael must shift gears and attempt to eradicate Kane from the outside rather than as Victor's plant inside. As it stands, Michael is in the middle of the latest Newman Abbott drama. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Tracy E., was his wife. Bregman, will be dissatisfied with this development. She forced him to quit his job with Kane, but her spidey sense goes off again, causing her to seek out Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott. They chat at Crimson Lights and Lauren confesses her fears. What happens next in Genoa City, Wisconsin? Will she exert pressure on Nikki to reveal Michael's current activities? Nikki is caught between a hard place and a rock by this. Can Kane handle the double trouble that Jack and Victor are sure to bring? His Genoa City takeover scheme is in serious danger, according to spoilers, unless he strikes first. According to the most recent spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Kane is ready to play dirty, and we can't wait to see what he does next. Tell us Y&R fans, are you loving the business espionage plots, or do you think they are taking over the show? Catch up on everything that's going on with The Young and the Restless right now by watching it all again. Stay tuned for the most recent Y&R news, spoilers, and updates. Comfortably settle in and gain access to the best soap information available online. Nick and Sharon are scared, Noah's new club opens, Claire meets Victoria in Los Angeles, and The Young and the Restless has always been successful thanks to its ability to strike a delicate balance between personal ambition, family loyalty, and the ever-present shadows of betrayal. From September 29th to October 17th, the Newman and Abbott families once more find themselves at the intersection of personal drama and corporate intrigue, and the canvas of Genoa City and beyond becomes more entangled than ever. Stories span from Los Angeles to Wisconsin. Fans will be riveted to their televisions during this time period due to the prospect of seismic shifts, painful betrayals, and unexpected alliances. The relationship between Victoria Newman, played by Amelia Heinle, and Claire Grace Newman, played by Haley Erin, is at the center of this arc. Since Jordan's chaos and Victoria's painful realization of how deeply Claire had been exploited, Victoria has been attempting to regain her daughter's trust. Despite the two women's efforts to reconcile, their relationship is still fragile. Claire, still young and craving independence, has begun testing her boundaries and looking for ways to live outside the suffocating shadow of Newman expectations. Claire sees Holden Novak, portrayed by Nathan Owens, as an opportunity to escape her carefully planned life in Genoa City thanks to his charm and promise of adventure. Victoria, however, sees through Holden in ways that Claire cannot. To Victoria, Holden represents danger, not necessarily the violent kind, but the insidious kind that slowly unravels a person's future. Victoria's instincts as a mother and a businesswoman tell her to keep Claire as far away from him as possible because he is charming but untested, ambitious but secretive. That is why, when Claire makes the impulsive decision to join Holden in Los Angeles, Victoria's world is turned upside down. She knows that letting her daughter fly off into the unknown could lead to heartbreak, manipulation, or worse. Victoria, who is supposed to be anchoring Newman Enterprises in Genoa City, suddenly finds herself abandoning the boardroom for the tarmac, determined to catch a flight of her own and follow Claire to LA. Her timing could not be more complicated. Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, is getting ready to open his new club in Hollywood while she is chasing Claire across the country. Noah views this endeavor as more than just a business venture. Rather, he views it as an opportunity to define himself outside of the family legacy. Noah is putting all of his energy into creating something that is only his and only his because he is sick of being referred to as Nick and Sharon's son, Faith's brother, or Mariah's sibling. However, as with each Newman dream, trouble is on the way. The opening night of the club quickly spirals into chaos, throwing Noah into the path of Hollywood sharks like Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, a powerful club owner who sees his venue as a direct threat to her empire. Noah is far too naive to fully comprehend the danger, rivalry, and potential underworld connection that Sienna brings with her. This is more than just a business dispute for Nick Newman and Sharon Newman, Sharon case, as it is a nightmare for their parents. They both sense trouble before Noah's contracts are signed, and their worries only grow when Genoa City hears rumors of Sienna's involvement and shady dealings. They are terrified at the thought of Noah being drawn into a world of shady deals and criminal connections. Even though her son is now an adult, Sharon insists that they fly to Los Angeles to intervene. Nick, torn between respecting Noah's independence and protecting his family, ultimately agrees, and the two of them soon find themselves boarding the Newman jet alongside Victoria. What begins as a trip to support Noah quickly morphs into a multi-layered mission. Victoria wants to rescue Claire, Nick and Sharon want to save Noah, and all of them will soon realize that LA holds far more danger than they imagined. Genoa City, on the other hand, is raging with its own brand of chaos. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, are back in their never-ending chess match. These two titans have been locked in a rivalry that has shaped much of Wisconsin's business landscape for decades. Even when they have formed alliances in the past, they are always short-lived, fragile, and ripe for sabotage. This time, their partnership is built on a shared enemy, Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Kane has been maneuvering behind the scenes to position himself as a corporate powerhouse, leveraging deception, charm, and opportunism to get closer to taking over companies that Jack and Victor hold dear. Neither man can afford to let him succeed, and though the idea of working together is distasteful, they agree that the alternative would be far worse. The drama is only made more intense by the inclusion of Jill Abbott, played by Jessica Walton, in this plot. Jill is asked to help Kane and her own son, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, who is a liability in business and love due to his reckless tendencies, be controlled. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, never one to stay out of a storm, finds herself entangled in Billy's orbit yet again, desperate for Jill's approval and advice on how to salvage her romance. However, Jill has never been one to remain silent in the corner. Her arrival in Genoa City is like a spark to dry kindling, threatening to set off explosive confrontations with Kane, Billy, and even Victor himself. Kane, of course, is determined to talk his way out of trouble, but Jill knows him too well to fall for smooth words. The question is whether her sons will finally listen to her, or whether Billy's rebellious streak will push him further into disaster. Audra Charles, played by Zuleika Silva, is stranded in all of this. Audra is now a person who is defined by rejection, whereas she was once a calculated and ambitious woman who appeared destined to climb to the top. Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, who once represented a potential partner both in business and in romance, is finished with her manipulations. His words cut deep, and though Audra masks her heartbreak with bravado, the truth is that she is alone and vulnerable. It is clear to viewers where this could lead. When a woman like Audra is without an anchor, she frequently seeks safety in perilous locations. She seems almost certain to fall into the arms of an old flame or even to relapse into an unhealthy relationship. Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and his own pain lurk in the shadows of this isolation. Claire's sudden departure with Holden has surprised Kyle. He thought that he and Claire were building something real, something that could heal both of their wounds, but instead he is left abandoned and bitter. His pain leads him down a familiar and destructive path, one where alcohol and bad decisions blur the lines of judgment. Ironically, Audra finds herself in the same situation as her own rejection. Two lost souls in Genoa City, drowning their sorrows in martinis and regret. It is almost impossible not to see where this will lead. Will they end up sleeping next to each other and making the same mistakes again? The show seems to be teasing exactly that, and fans can already imagine the fallout if Kyle and Audra cross that line again.